I'm gonna try to move my tree out of the way. Hold on.
Okay. You could have done that before we started, but
I know, but I just feel like it's a little too much. Like it's not Christmas time anymore. I'm scared.
so
Oh God.
are you just pushing it out of the way?
I'm gonna push it out of the shot. I'm gonna push it
Oh,
out of the shot. It's just gonna still be in the middle of my living room. Tell me when it's out of the shot.
a little bit
Oh
more.
God.
Don't drop it. Does it still have all the stuff on it?
No, I took everything off of it, but now I have pine needles all over me. Not bad. Now it's like I cannot walk by. So hopefully I don't have to use the bathroom or anything.
Yeah, let's hope
We're
not.
good. I made it. I survived.
That's
Woo!
good.
That
That's
was my
good.
exercise for the day.
I took down my tree as well. So, but mine is fake.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I'm using the same tree for like the last 5 years. Saving money.
I got a very expensive tree this year. $75.
So wasteful.
Is that expensive?
I'm
It
all
is.
about I'm all about that reuse. I reuse my tree. I'm all about that reuse.
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yo, let's get into Avatar. Let's see here. You ready to like kick things off?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Teach you how to do it.
I know how to do it.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the You Know Nothing podcast, where we react to some of the new and exciting shows and movies in pop culture and know nothing about what we're talking about. I'm Ray, and I'm here once again with my co-host Michelle, and today we're going to be going over Avatar: The Way of Water.
Hello. Love The Way of Water.
Yeah, this was so exciting. How did you got to tell me everything about your experience when you went to go see it? When did you go see it? What theater did you see it in? Who'd you go see it with?
Yeah, I went the weekend after it came out. I can't remember the date exactly because I had tickets, but then I had to stay late at work, so I had to get new tickets. But I went to Alamo, per usual, my fave movie spot to go to, and I took notes through the whole movie, which was really funny. I wasn't disruptive, of course, because that's against their
You
rules.
took the notes on your phone, or like did you bring pen and paper like a reporter?
No, I brought a notepad like a reporter. I was sitting there and it was like the one that you lift over. It was typical reporter, like April from the Ninja Turtles. That was me.
April O'Neil?
Yeah, April O'Neil from the Ninja Turtles. That's my preferred reporter. So I went with Daquan. The experience overall was okay because we had people next to us that were talking through the movie, and these two women were just talking and like laughing and stuff through the movie, and it wasn't even like they were reacting to things. They were just chit-chatting, and so we were getting a little bit annoyed. But I was so in deep into the movie, and luckily they were not on my side, that it didn't bother me too much. But great movie, good food. Still always love Alamo. What about you? When did you go? Who'd you go with? Where'd you go?
So I went with a good friend of mine, Akeem. We went to go see it in IMAX. I saw it full IMAX 3D, glasses, like the whole experience. I saw it the day it came out, like on Thursday at like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think I ate a whole thing of nachos. The nachos in the theaters are suck now, man. It's like
Really?
it's like the Tostitos nachos with like stale chips and fucking cheese. It was annoying. Anyway, I remember that in the theater I went to, just horrible nachos. But yeah,
that shit ain't right.
Yeah, that shit ain't right. I should have just went with popcorn next time. But yeah, I saw it IMAX. I saw it as James Cameron intended.
You're a good student.
I think I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I do have a bunch of critiques that I feel like a lot of folks are already giving about it. So I'm not going to get too deep into them. But for what it was, like for the reasons I love the first Avatar, like are the same reasons I love this one. It was beautiful to watch, to be back in Pandora, seeing all the beautiful fucking ocean creatures and the new lore and
Yes.
the new race of people. Navi have races.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, to be back with Jake and the Tiri, and they got a whole family. I thought it was great. I was really feeling it.
Yeah, I also really loved it. I loved the sea creatures, and I loved when they were in the water in general. It was really beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Loved the differences in the ways the different Navi people looked. That was really cool, and how they evolved for their
For
their
where they live.
surroundings.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Should we get into what happened in the last decade?
We can, but I think first we are going to do a little sponsor break.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, before we start jumping into the actual show, one, I want to thank everyone for watching us here on YouTube. If you like our content, please subscribe. We are still working on getting this thing up onto an actual podcast platform. So stay on the lookout for that. I also want to bring up our sponsor. We do this, and it's made possible by the folks over at Good Good. So yeah, take a listen to what they have to say.
This show is made possible by the folks at Good Goods. Good Goods is on a mission to make reuse a thing again. They work with folks from around New York City to ensure that everything you buy comes in fully reusable packaging, whether it's groceries and household items, or even more boutique products like fresh cold pressed juice, cold brew coffee, or a variety of nut milks. Good Goods will ensure that all of its packaging gets reused. Visit their website, thegoodgoods.co, to learn more.
All right, we're back. So yeah, let's talk about what happened in the last decade, Michelle.
Yeah, let's do it. So
It's been more than a decade. I was 21 years old when this goddamn thing came out.
Yeah, in our lives, it's been more than a decade.
Yeah.
I know. That's so tough. Although, like I told you when we talked about the last movie, I didn't get into it when it first came out, so it didn't feel too long for me. So, haha. So now Jake is the chief of the Omaticaya. Am I saying that right? Clan.
Omaticaya. Yeah.
Omaticaya. And we see Jake and Natiri. They form their family, which includes. Oh, I'm going to say all their names wrong. Can you say their names?
I'm going to say them wrong too, but I'll go for it. It's Netiam, Loak,
Right. Loak,
Toop, Kiri, Kiri, which is actually Grace Augustine's daughter. So we were talking about how the hell they're going to bring Grace back. This is how it's her avatar's daughter. So apparently her avatar was
pregnant. Yeah.
Who's the father? Who knows? And then there's a human boy named Spider.
Mm-hmm. I liked in the movie how they show their family growing. I thought that was a beautiful sequence. Did that stand out to you at all?
Yeah, you know what stood out to me was the part where he was like, all right, I've been listening to the Omotikaya language for so long that it started to sound like English, and then they all switched to just sounding like English. Right? And I was like, good one, James Cameron, so that we don't have to read subtitles. You threw in this little bullshit line to like switch it up.
I didn't even notice that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. He said, Jake is like, the language came to me very slowly but gradually, and then pretty soon it just started sounding like English to me, and then everyone switches to talking English so they can take out the subtitles.
I mean, I respect that. Don't love reading subtitles.
I was like, fucking James Cameron.
James, JC, you're always doing the most.
Yeah, like, dude, I get it. But it was like so. It's like like I said, it's like one of those moments that make you suspend reality when you're like, oh, I'm watching a movie. But yeah,
So
you're gonna get a bunch of. Put it like this: I said in the beginning how much I loved it, and visually how beautiful it is. You will definitely, as we go on, hear critiques about the story because the story was mid to subpar. Put it like the story was like me watching. I felt like I was watching Avatar, the first one, again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about, like what could be different about this. So that wasn't I wasn't surprised by that. So I'm sure I guess you weren't either. But I did love that sequence part. I obsessed over who is Grace's baby daddy. I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Who could she have been banging?
And did they, we should have looked at the pictures. Did they make her look like someone? I didn't go back and look.
They made her look like Sigourney Weaver. I didn't see, the seed is strong with Sigourney because she just looks like her. I don't know. I think that's one of the things that they left open that we're going to find out about.
I was obsessed. I kept going back to that. I think I wrote it down in my reporter notebook 3 times because I kept just thinking, who's the dad? Does she, oh no, hell no.
Jake cheated on Neytiri.
Neytiri would pull that bow and arrow so hard that they would both die in one shot.
Yeah. I mean, I thought
that's their version of tire slashing.
Yeah. But I mean, who knows? They really didn't get into it. They did show how Grace's daughter, how Kiri is like, she's like a fucking super Jedi with the AWOL force.
Let's talk about the characters.
All right, so I'm gonna go into Kiri, right? So they made it seem like she was like she is one with the force of AWOL, right?
So that's Sigourney Weaver's
daughter. Yeah, the new
played
character.
by Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, if you watch the behind the scenes, you'll see like so like the other kids are actual kid actors.
Yeah.
And then you got Sigourney Weaver who's interacting with them. And when you look at the like behind the scenes motion capture, it's hilarious. You just see Sigourney Weaver with a bunch of kids like just playing around.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's kind of like how Bart Simpson is played by like an older woman.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, that was Kiri. And then we got we already mentioned the kids. We got Netiam, who's the eldest son. Loak, who is the younger son, who they actually spent way more time with on the younger son.
Yeah, and he's a bit more rebellious, and Netiam is more straight-laced.
Yeah, he's straight-laced. He's the soldier's
daddy's
kid.
boy.
He's daddy's boy. The thing is, and did you notice that the kids all have 5 fingers?
I did notice that when they went and got made fun of for it.
Yeah. And then my favorite of all the kids, Took,
so cute.
Yo, she just reminded me of Evie so much.
I knew you were gonna say that. She was so cute.
Yeah, she reminded me of Evie so much. And then I remember like towards the end when there's like all the whole battle sequence and stuff. And I was like, I swear to fucking God, if something happens to Took, I'm done. I am done with Avatar, James Cameron. Nothing better happen to Took.
Yeah, Took. Everything. Everyone sacrifices everything for Took. No, totally agree. I thought that Took was adorable, and the whole time I kept being like, "Oh, very good." I thought a very good character to add into the family.
Yeah, it made me. That was the one I connected with the most because I was like, "Yeah, that's baby girl. That's my little baby girl."
I connected with Loak because childless over here, and also because I thought he was like a cool rebel boy, which I enjoyed. Probably would have had a crush on him if I was young.
I thought he was a pain in the ass.
You were like, "That's the son I don't want."
Yeah, like you fucking pain in the ass. Can you just listen?
Oh God.
God damn. Tells you, like, don't you know we in somebody else's house? Better act like you learn. You know what I'm saying? You acting like I didn't raise you right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
his dad
that's
is
what I was
white.
thinking.
His dad is white. He's raised like his dad is white.
And then we got Spider.
Spider.
Was so fucking annoying. I hate
I
this
know.
character so much.
Me
I hate
too.
this character so much. He's so annoying. And like, how is
Yes.
he doing all this stuff, like running around and shit? Like he was, I don't know. I
On the
didn't.
trees. I know. He was a stretch for me. I was trying to force myself not to hate him because again, I'm like, he's just a kid. It's
Yeah,
not
and he
his
was like
fault
giving
he's
up all
there.
the secrets. Homeboy cracked mad quick. It's like, yo, fucking snitch, snitch and Spider. That's what I was calling him throughout the whole movie. Snitch and Spider.
Yeah, he was the worst. I did not like him. And I also didn't like that Curie had a little crush on him, I think. And I was just like, she's too good for him the whole time.
Oh yeah, they were kind of signaling that Kiri and
And
Spider.
Come
Yeah.
on. Also, how does that work? Ooh.
I mean, he's gonna have to get an avatar.
Yeah.
Or
just like Jake.
what if they reverse Avatar?
Oh my gosh.
Like, what if Kiri? Hold on. What if in the next movies Kiri gets an avatar, but her avatar is a human Sigourney Weaver?
Not even child Sigourney Weaver, adult.
It's like Avatar. No. It's Sigourney Weaver's back, right? Like say like Avatar 6, right? Is Kiri gets an avatar, but the opposite way.
Yeah. I'm not buying that one.
I'm calling it right now. I want all the internet points when that shit happens.
So you're gonna get 0 points.
We'll see. Then we got this. So we got the new clan, right? They're called the Metcaina. And the main two characters are Ronal, who is the Sahik of this sort of clan. So like the mother or the medicine woman or whatever. She's played by homegirl Kate Winslet. And then you got Tonawari, who is the chief. And I forgot who he's played by somebody who like we know by face, but I can't get the name. But he was in like Fear the Walking Dead. You ever watch that show?
I didn't watch it.
Nobody did. But yeah, he was on Fear the Walking Dead. That's where I know him most.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So then we also have Quaritch. So Quaritch is back in like Avatar form. So I was really wondering how the hell they were going to bring him back, and I thought of all the storylines, like I liked his a lot. I liked how his kind of mimicked Jake's story from the first one.
Okay.
So yeah, I was excited about. I thought Stephen Lang like killed that performance. Like I hated him every second of the way.
Yeah.
I kind of felt for him a little bit towards the middle, and then hated him again. Like I'm excited to see where this character goes. So I'm happy.
I did appreciate that you really wanted him to change, and I thought it would be a typical movie if he did a complete change, a 360. But you know what? It didn't happen, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought, like I said, I think the Stephen Lang stuff is the strongest part of the story. Was like the strongest storytelling in the movie, and and the fact that it wasn't like cliche at the end or whatever, they still left him ambiguous. I thought
they humanized him a little.
Yeah, I thought it was like he was still a villain, but he did get humanized, and you kind of were like, okay, I kind of like you realize he's not Quaritch, right?
Right.
This new avatar is not Quaritch. He's its own being, just with his memories, and so it doesn't get you 100% back. Like if he had, like, spoiler alert, of course, this whole thing is spoilers. If he had died at the end, I wouldn't have been mad. Like, yeah, kill this fuck. But where he was cool.
Yeah. So just in terms of the story, we'll go into what happened in the actual movie. So again, as Ray just said, spoilers ahead, spoilers behind. This is a spoiling podcast. So see the movie before you listen to this, or don't see the movie and just listen to this. So the humans come in again as destructors because Earth is dying and they're trying to colonize Pandora. We see them using new technology to develop the land. I thought the technology was pretty cool, some of it, others not so cool. I thought those spider things that were building the buildings were dope. So then we saw Jake and his team stage a bunch of counterattacks, and one of them included blowing up a big supply line. So I absolutely loved this scene, the attack on the train car.
Mhm.
I thought it was amazing. It reminded me of a futuristic Western movie. Do you think
like
that was
when they're getting the
intentional?
train, like they're like the marauders attacking the train yard, like Fast and the Furious or something, maybe as well.
I thought for a second, I was like, are they turning Avatar into a Western a little bit? And I was got a little excited. And I was like, this could be really interesting.
Very far. It's very, very far west, right? Like
Yeah.
couple of light years west.
Yeah, so this is also when they show Quaritch, who comes back as an avatar. They did that by they stored his memories. I guess they do that for everyone. They store their memories. Pretty
Or maybe like
wild.
only special people.
Right. And
Like, remember Quaritch was like pretty high up there. But then they also, I don't know, maybe not, because they also did all his lackeys as well. So
yeah, pretty wild, pretty effed up. What did you think of this beginning part?
Yeah. I mean, I think the big thing to know is that I think so. The humans come back, and we learn this time it's for good, right? Like we fucked up the planet, and apparently the humans are coming back not just for like research and like resource gathering. It's like, nah, we're coming here to fucking take the planet. So that was like a whole. So that's like the big overarching baddie now for all the remaining things. It's not just like these cats are like, now humans need a new world, right? So it boosts up the stakes. But yeah, I mean, I thought, it was a good way to start the film, to start this film actually, right? Because it's like you got like the first 30 minutes of trying to like catch everyone up, and then like this is where we are now. So yeah, I thought it was good. I thought the stakes are a lot higher now. As I said before, the Quaritch stuff was some of my favorite of the entire movie. And James Cameron don't miss when it comes to shooting an action sequence, right?
Yeah,
he don't miss.
Yeah. So then the kids eventually get kidnapped by Quaritch and his, what did you call them? Lackeys? Yeah. I would never say that.
Yeah, the lackeys, the grunts.
His goon squad.
Yeah.
They end up taking Spider because the rest of the kids get away. And that's when we find out that Spider's dad is Quaritch. Did you realize that at first? Because I gasped. I was shook when they said this.
I was just wondering who was he banging, right? Like it's the same. It's like it's like this Avatar has basically, they turned the first Avatar into me trying to think about who's batting eyelashes at each other, right? Like, yo, there was a party on Pandora.
Not a lot to do in those pods.
Yeah. They were partying in Pandora because there's kids popping out everywhere. Avatar kids, regular kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I was a little bit shocked, or it was a surprise. I wasn't like completely shocked. I think they mentioned his name is Miles, so that kind of gave it away. But yeah, they say that they couldn't put a baby into cryo sleep. So that's the reason why he had to stay on Pandora.
He couldn't go back home. Mm-hmm.
He couldn't go back home. Yep.
Yeah, and my favorite part of the kidnappings and when they're getting the kids back scene is when Neytiri says to Quaritch, "I will kill you as many times as I have to." I wrote that. I April O'Neil'd the shit out of that. I wrote it down like, yes, bitch. Loved it.
Yeah, Neytiri had a bunch of badass moments in this.
So many. Oh my gosh, I love her.
Yeah.
So, with Quaritch on them, Jake and the family flee to the colony and become exiles of Metikaina, the Metkaina. They're the reef people. Their bodies are made for swimming, so they have bigger tails and can hold their breath underwater. At first, they're not really about having Jake and the family there, but they do end up letting them stay for a bit. What did you think of this middle portion?
I thought that this was kind of like a so basically Spider gets captured, right? And Jake realizes, all right, we got to bounce because Spider's gonna snitch on us.
Yep.
Right. And he was right. So he makes some other dude. I thought this like just sped up so fast and was like, what the hell is kind of going on here? And it was like, hey, we just need to kind of go get to the water.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
They captured Spider because they're like hiding in the Hallelujah Mountains. And once they capture him, they're like, oh, Spider's going to snitch, so we got to bounce. They're really only after us. So in order to save the Motikaya people, we have to go. So they pack up the family. They get on their...
It was very noble. It was very noble.
They get on their dragons. I thought like Neytiri just leaves her mother there. Like, all right, bye, Ma.
Neytiri didn't want to leave. She fought for a little bit, but noble people, they realized they had to go.
Yeah. So I thought that the transition of getting Jake and the family to the Metkaina people was kind of rushed and sloppy. And then when they get there, I thought it was a complete missed opportunity. Like, this is fucking Taruk Makto. You know who Taruk Makto is. Why are you pretending like if I ain't walking in, that if Taruk Makto walks in here, you're not going to welcome him? I was like, yo, where's his fucking dragon? Like, he should have popped up in there with the dragon. Like, yo, I'm here. We need some help. You guys all know who the fuck I am.
So you would have came up swinging. You don't think it was smart of him to come up kind of humble, kind of more relaxed?
He's probably smarter than I am. So he probably did it better than I would have done it. Now that I think of it. But yeah, I was like, yo, I thought this whole movie, like, spoiler alert, Taruk Makto doesn't come back. I'm like, where's the big fucking dragon? I wanted the big dragon throughout the whole movie. I was like, where's the big dragon? And he never shows up. But I thought this was like a perfect time to be like, hey guys, remember me, Taruk Makto? I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of the shit. We need to hide out here. But that didn't happen. So
no, it didn't.
We just rushed over, got to the water. I'm sorry. I'm gonna one more comment. I thought it was so cool to see that the Na'vi have races as well.
Yes,
it's like they're like a different. They're Na'vi. They're all Na'vi, but they're just like a different race. Yep. And it was crazy. It was like even more so than like what races are here on Earth, right? Like here on Earth, we just have like different skin. These motherfuckers had different tails, different arms. Like they were like
they evolved more.
Yeah. So like anyway, yeah, you could more easily think that this is a different species, right? Where it's not. So I thought that was like a really cool thing, and they're like lighter green or lighter blue.
Yeah, more like the water.
They're more like teal or something like that. So I thought that was cool too.
Yeah, during this portion though, I did wonder, and even in the beginning, I kept wondering, Jake, are you the kid's dad or are you their sergeant? And it made me not like him as much. I don't know if you liked that about him. Did you like that or dislike that about him?
I was fine with it.
You were fine with it?
Yeah. Like, dude, he's the dad. He needs to lay down the fucking law.
Yeah.
Yeah. I what you call it? I connected with Jake as a father.
I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, dude, you need to listen. Stop fucking up. We in somebody else's house.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on his side. I agreed with Jake.
Yeah, you put on your dad hat. It was on through the whole movie, it sounds like.
The entire movie. It's probably, I only have the daughter. I wouldn't I don't know what kind of father I would be to a son, but I imagine it'd be like that. It'd be like, son, sit up straight, do your shit, stop fucking around. And then to my daughter, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. And
Took.
don't ever let anything happen to my little Took.
Cute. So they spend some time with the Metcaina and getting to know life in the water. They learn that the Metcaina link with these whale-like creatures called Tulkun. And
Oh yeah, don't
Loak
call them whales. James Cameron gets pissed off if you call them whales.
called them whale-like. Yeah,
Whale-like.
what would he compare them to then?
I don't know. I think he's just being a fucking James Cameron.
So these submarine-like creatures, no, these not whale-like creatures called Tulkun. Loak actually links with this very antisocial Tulkun named Payakan. Now, the Tulkun are, I guess, unlike James Cameron's thoughts, they're very much like whales because they do travel in pods. So there was one antisocial Tulkun, and Loak.
No. He wasn't antisocial.
Well, he was. We didn't get to that part yet.
Oh, okay, yeah. He was exiled.
Yes, he was exiled. But so they show him as antisocial. But we could talk about why that happened. But it happens later in the movie.
We've spoiled a bunch of stuff already. Yeah, like
totally.
He's antisocial. He's not antisocial. Sorry, he's exiled.
Yeah, but the Metcaina people don't think that Loak should or anyone should link with him because they thought that he was antisocial. And
because he was exiled.
Yeah. Oh, really? I thought it was.
The reason why they didn't want anyone to connect with him was because he was exiled.
I see.
And this might play into the reason why James Cameron doesn't want to call them whales. One, they're as smart, if not smarter, than humans.
Right. Yeah.
We learned that these whale-like creatures also have a resource like in their brain that actually stops the aging process of human beings, which is crazy. And that in their in their Tulkun society, they believe that killing is wrong no matter what. Like you cannot kill. So that's why that one the
Tulkun.
What's his name?
Tulkun.
That's why.
Payakan.
Payakan. That's why Payakan was exiled. Is because he killed a bunch of whalers. I think because you see him with the
to save his mom.
Yeah, you see him with the hook in the fin and stuff like that. So
he tried to save his mom.
And he killed a bunch of people.
Unsuccessfully saved he wasn't able to save his mom. She was already dead.
Yeah. So anyway,
so
that's like exiled. That's like the story of the Tulkun.
And that's also another reason why Jake gets upset at Loak because the Metcaina people they're not so pumped that Loak links with Payakan. Yeah.
But Payakan saved his life. I mean,
he does. He saves his life.
We get like this. It's like an hour of like introducing us to the water people, and you get like a whole bunch of water. Like this is like all rushing back to me now. You get like an hour of just like, hey, this ocean is beautiful, and I loved every minute of that stuff. But then the kids. Hold on. Am I like going forward?
No.
Oh yeah, because then like the kids are like hazing Loak, right, and almost drown his fucking ass. And
yeah, the kids tricked Loak into going out with them.
They basically almost drown him
to go hunting for fish.
Yeah, beyond the reef. Just like Moana, you never go beyond the reef.
And he can't swim that well, so he does drown actually. And Payakan pulls him up and he saves him. He comes back. He starts breathing again.
Yeah.
And then they bond. They really bond.
They really bond. Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't completely Loak's fault. But, I mean, throughout that whole thing, I was just like, dude, this is a setup. This is a setup. Why are you going out?
So naive. No street smarts. None at all.
I was like, yo, they're setting this cat up. It's a setup. And he's going out there by himself.
For a kid with siblings, he was incredibly naive.
Yeah, he should have known better. I would have gone out there like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I enjoyed this portion of the film. I loved watching the kids learning how to swim, loved watching Kiri learn more about her powers and access them more in the water. So
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought about you when she put on the angel wings that makes you breathe. Because remember, you were like, "Oh, I wonder if like they could connect with something under the water that helps them breathe, like some scuba animal down there." And as soon as she put on her little angel wings, I was like, "Oh, Michelle got it. Michelle got it."
Yeah, that was dope. So they connect with the squid type thing, and it helps them breathe. That was so dope.
Yeah, it looked like they had wings on.
Yeah, very cool. So Quaritch finds them. He captures some of the children. So the Met Caina and Sully head out to fight. Actually, let me move back. Yeah.
Parts with Quaritch.
Yeah. So Quaritch tracks them down and takes over a Tulkun, I guess, a not whaling vessel to find them. He attacks a few local tribes, but they don't give up Jake or his family. They decide the Quaritch and the not whaling vessel decide to draw them out by killing Tulkun. This strategy actually works because Loak heads to find Payakan, and he was being attacked by that not whaling vessel. This was actually when we learned that the Tulkun have this substance inside their heads that stop humans from aging. And I was and still am shocked, but it was pretty typical of humans to be obsessed with aging. And James Cameron, the kind of the quintessential non-Hollywood Hollywood man, would put this in a movie.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that seems more valuable than the unobtainium nonsense that they had from the first film, because they like never really explained unobtainium and like what it does. But this one is like, oh shit! All right, this thing stops aging. Like, what would we do if we found out there was something that kept us alive forever?
Yeah, I mean, also the presumption is they're on Pandora. You know, they're like Earth is. Who cares about Earth? Unobtainium couldn't obtain it. Couldn't save Earth.
Yeah.
Ended up, we're now on Pandora, and we want to live forever. Sounds about human. Sounds very American, in fact.
Yeah, I'm very. I can connect with some of those motives. But yeah,
just the human aging. You can't. I said that wrong. It doesn't make you live forever. It just stops your aging.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you stop your aging, then and only like exterior things.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, this is the part where Spider gets captured. You see the connection him and Quaritch have. You start seeing the sort of Quaritch start learning how to be a Na'vi with Spider.
Yes.
And you kind of see like their connection, like they learn that Quaritch is his father, but not the Avatar Quaritch. I thought those scenes were really great and then we go off into finding them with the water people. So we find them. They start going from like town to town on the water and start blowing shit up and killing people.
Killing Tulkun without any, just no regard for their lives, no regard for these tribes, how long they've been living in this land, just blowing up their houses and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. But I also thought this is the part that I hated Spider. It's like, you've been helping them do this, right? Like, you've been helping them. You helped them find Jake. You helped them. Like, you're the one guiding it. Like, it was because of you they found Ikrans. They found their own dragons, right? Like, dude, stop helping them.
Yeah, he did too much. He definitely did way too much. And you thought, you kind of felt like maybe he was trying to get them to find the dragons, hoping that they'd fall off the cliff. I don't know. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt at that point, but there reached a point where I was just like, I can't even give you the benefit of the doubt of your age anymore, Spider. You're just so annoying.
Definitely. So then what happens next?
So Quaritch actually he is able to draw out the children because Loak heads out to find Payakan. He was being attacked. The kids all followed Loak. And Quaritch, of course, per usual, captures the children. And so the Metcaina find out, and the Sully family head to the fight. Payakan fights back the hardest.
Oh,
and
I'm muted. Oh, that's why. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget they killed when they're doing all that killing stuff, they killed Rono. They killed her whale.
Yeah. They do kill her Tulkun.
Yo, I thought that was a sad part. Like when she's
it was.
Because remember Rono has a baby, and like they're like talking to each other, talking about the baby and stuff. And I don't know, and then you see later that they kill her whale. I was like, damn.
Yeah. And her Ronal is pregnant, and she really bonds with her Tulkun because she just had a baby. Calf.
Yeah, I thought that was
she's
sad.
a singer. It was sad. I was gonna talk about it, but it wasn't. It was sad, and I thought it was important, but it wasn't a plot point. They end up not doing anything. Like, she fights to go. She wants to fight, but then they convince her not to. And the only reason they go and are actually finally drawn out is because Quaritch catches the kids.
Yeah, I think what it was meant to, what I got from it was that this was like the point where the Metcaina were like, this is our war too. Right?
I thought it was the kids.
Yeah. I guess.
They kind of talk her down. They did talk her down, which is interesting. And it just shows how, yes, they're bonded to their Tulkun, but their family is, and this was the main theme I thought from the whole entire movie, was family and community. Their family and their community is everything to them. But so
it just stuck out to me because of Kate Winslet's performance.
So good.
Her performance, she's like one of the standout actresses in the entire thing. And so I thought that performance was like one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah, very good. It was great. But they talked her down. But she was a very strong character. I did love her character too.
Yeah. I mean, she was pregnant. You can't go to war. Like, let's not go to war.
Oh, was she in the fighting scenes?
I believe she was. When the war thing starts, they can't talk her down. I think once they capture the kids, it was like, all right, I don't care what happens, I'm going out there. And she went out there, guns blazing, with her fucking wiggly flying dragon that wiggles through the water.
Does he?
It was so funny. It was just like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I didn't notice that.
They were just like wiggling with their wiggle dragons.
Wiggle dragons. Well, that's kind of that's the part of the movie we're up to, is when Quaritch captures the children. So the Metcaina and Sully family head out to fight. Payakan, I would say, fights back the hardest. That, if you don't remember, is Loak's Tulkun. He literally lands on top of the non-whaling vessel and annihilates everyone. I spoke during this part and was like, hell yes. At this portion of the movie, Jake's oldest son, Nedayam, rescues the rest of the kids, but in the process is shot, and eventually he dies. What did you think of this portion of the movie?
So the whole, again, James Cameron is really good at these battle sequences. So I was like on the edge of my seat like the whole time. I really thought that Jake or Neytiri were going to die.
We both thought Neytiri was going to die, and we thought that because of the trailer. So I also thought that the whole movie.
Yeah.
My cat is in the shot, but he's going to stay in the shot.
Hey, kitty. Yeah, I was like, remember, yeah, when we were going into this, I thought Naturi was gonna die.
The trailer made it seem like someone dies.
Yeah, and that whole part, I thought, all right, one of these
A
guys
female
is dying.
character.
Yeah, I was like, one of these guys are gonna die. And the one that turns out to die was the one that I cared the least about.
Yeah, they
Right?
invested the least in his story.
Yeah, it was
we
like,
were mhm.
yeah, like they didn't really develop. Like if Lowak died, I think I would have felt more about it. But I think he's kind of being positioned to be one of the leaders of the story going forward. But yeah, when Netien died, I just didn't. I really wasn't feeling anything. Like I was like, the older son died.
I did cry per usual during movies. My mom died when I was young, and so whenever there's a family member who's close like that in a movie that dies, I automatically go into this whole like, oh my gosh. And so I was crying at this part. I cried a lot later in the movie, but I did tear up and I was just like, no, I don't know. Just every time and the family aspect of it, these ones always get me.
Yeah.
Also on the edge of my seat the whole time. Loved this part of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that, yeah, I mean, look, the whole time I was like, no, they better not kill Natiri. They better not kill Jake. But
yeah, no,
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So this was, I don't know. This was, I thought the choice was weak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or what they should have done was in those water sequences, give us a little bit more time with Netiem. Because if Lowak is going to be the one that we're kind of going with in the future, then for this movie, I wanted to feel Natiri's performance because Zoe Saldana killed it again when Lowak died.
Always. Not Lowak.
I mean, sorry, yeah, when Netiem dies.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So I wanted to feel what she was feeling, and I couldn't. I was just like, eh. Okay.
I think it was now that you're reminding me.
I was just glad Tuke wasn't dead. I was just glad
it's
Tuke
the
wasn't
mom.
Dead.
It was her that really Natiri's grief got me, and that was what got me. But
yeah,
if we move on,
was Jake like, all right, we gotta go? Like, I don't remember Jake's response to it.
He was upset. I mean, that was his good kid, you know?
Yeah.
She was just
that's her
devastated.
That's her firstborn. Right?
And I think also her connection to family and community is different. Jake, we both know, was human. And so I just think the way he was raised is it's not the same. He's not as connected as she is.
Yeah.
To the whole Pandora world and everything. Yeah. That's how I felt. But so Jake, Natiri, and Tuke, as well as Quaritch, were unable to escape the sinking ship, and they get stuck in it while it's Titanicking down.
James Cameron needs to have a sinking ship somewhere.
He had to. It was very Titanic and very much like the water is rising. I was loving it. So Jake, he strangles Quaritch, who passes out in the water. Jake is rescued barely because he's drowned by Lowak and Payakan. Kiri uses magic, and she uses that little backpack squid that gives her oxygen. She uses her magic ability to summon sea creatures. They come and light the way to rescue Natiri and Tuke. At this point, Spider also somehow rescues Quaritch, which is so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, it was frustrating. It was frustrating, but again, it was it's the most compelling story of the stories, I think. It's the one of like the Spider Quaritch kind of thing. It's like I said before, it's like the most like gray area I feel about a character. Like I said, if Spider would have left him down there, I would have been perfectly fine. If he but now bringing him up and like seeing what kind of connection they're gonna have in the future, it's like a restart, like a reset. Like I don't know.
I mean, everyone kept drowning but living. If anything, in terms of
Yeah, like plot
plot,
armor.
I was a little. They're not. They're not sea people, you know. They're not Metcaina. So I was a little
Yeah. And it
out of
seemed
it
like
for this
Neytiri
part.
didn't train that much in the water because she was still flying her big dragon. She was like, I ain't fucking with this water.
Both of them, Jake too. I feel, although Jake was hunting and everything, but
Yeah.
I don't
And he
know.
got on the wiggly dragon.
Everyone survived
No,
that.
not everyone.
Well, I mean, survived drowning.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You see, we don't even care about Netien. Nobody cares about Netien.
Well, at the end of the movie, Spider rejoins the family, and they have a funeral for Netiem. This part, I was bawling, Ray.
Yeah.
You could not. If I wasn't just so into the movie crying, I would have been embarrassed. I bet Daquan was like, relax. This one is like, if anyone listening has lost like a family member that close to them, if you could have one moment to like connect back into the the earth like they, or the Pandora like they do, what is it called? When
Awa.
you Awa, if you have the ability to connect into Awa and watch your life with them or like hug that person for a second, oh my gosh, like I've had dreams of that. And
Yeah.
I was just like bawling.
Yeah. It was like a little too late, a little too late for me.
Yeah.
But I did get that like fuzzy feeling when you're watching him grow up and he's a little guy. Yeah, I thought it was a good scene.
I feel like if someone lost a child, this movie would be really challenging to watch. That end part would just be like too much. But Jake says he is going to leave the Metcaina people, but they welcome him to stay and the family to stay, so they do. What did you think of that? Do we like that? How are they going to survive with their baby tails?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I felt. I mean, I feel like it's not gonna happen. Like,
Right.
and I think we already know. Like, we've seen. Like, I've been listening to like Cameron interviews lately, and he's been talking about we're gonna meet fire people next, and we're gonna meet other people.
So they're going to move along.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna start. Maybe the water tribe becomes. Like, I feel like we should have started in the water then, right? Like, if this is like, I kind of feel like we kind of just abandoned the Multikaya people. Now we're water people, except we're different. We don't have like the same strengths and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued to see what else Pandora has in store, right? I feel like the movie turned the first Avatar into a prequel.
Right. Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Like, this movie turned, right, because they didn't, like, unlike the first one, which was a fully contained story, this one is not finished, so it left a bunch of things hanging out, and left a lot more questions of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
I for sure left with questions, and I didn't realize that next would be fire people. I remember I left saying, like, what's next? Are we going to go to the desert next? So I guess maybe we are. maybe we are.
Yeah.
Very, very much like
apparently they're going to be bad. They're evil bad. Yeah. That's
much like regular, like the other Avatar out there. We have firebenders, airbenders, earthbenders.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that. So would our original folks be the air, right? Because they fly on the Ekrons.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're earth because they worship trees. I don't know.
We'll see. It depends what they do.
I know, but we know we got the waterbenders, and we need the firebenders are next.
Right. And I did think it would be nice because of how long it took for this movie to come out. I was craving a little more than just one race, one additional race or species, whatever we want to call it. So I thought at the end of the movie, what else is out there? but they couldn't have made this movie any longer. It didn't feel long watching it, but it was long.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I think it was perfectly timed. I was in it. Like towards the end was when I was like, all right, is this done? Is it over?
Yeah, no, it could have stayed for longer. Could have watched another hour.
Yeah, I thought it was. I wasn't too. I didn't care about the timing of it. It was very long, but
Did you hear that they filmed the rest of them at the same time? And so
they didn't film all of them.
They filmed more than one.
They filmed this one, and I think 2 more already.
Yeah, he's like really into the kids staying kids, because I guess he said that. I think he compared the Harry Potter movies to how the kids like grew up too quickly in the films. Mm-hmm. So he didn't want them to suddenly be adults in the next movie. I thought that was pretty smart. And also the major pro of this is there will be another movie sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, look, Avatar's already 1.5 billion. It's already made 1.5 billion. So it's definitely going to make it's definitely profitable. I think it's smart what he did with the kids, like filming it all, so that way we don't have to experience a whole bunch of time jumps. As you can see with like reviews from like House of the Dragon, people don't like jumping through time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, look, it was. I think the movie was visually stunning, and with some plot, with some story stuff that I didn't like. It just felt very the same,
right?
But visually stunning. And like I'm intrigued to see what happens going forward. Right? It's like I felt like this wasn't enough. Like this was like story wise, this wasn't enough for me. Like I needed more.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish this was a series. I wish it was a series on HBO because I would love to watch it every week.
Yeah. Just wouldn't make enough money. That's the problem.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. I mean, he's definitely got my money. I'll go see it again. I mean, I've only seen this one once. I didn't see it the 10 times I saw.
Because you're not dating.
I'm not dating. Yeah. Just started to see it once. I'll see it again when it comes out on Disney Plus. Yeah,
I did. So I overall enjoyed it. It didn't feel long to me like Black Panther did. I absolutely will see this again, and visually so stunning. I totally agree with you. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely a go see. I would see it, but go see it. If you've listened this far, I've watched this much, like go see the movie. It's good.
You should still go see it.
Yeah, I mean, wait up. I mean, we're assuming everyone who's watched this has already seen it. So yeah,
see it again.
Go see it again. Make sure he makes 5 more, please.
I know.
Good stuff. So that's all we got for now. You want to talk about some of the cool stuff we got coming along? Mm-hmm. So as of we're recording this on January 8th. Next week is the premiere of the show Last of Us on HBO, and excited to say that Michelle and I will be covering that and having episode recaps every single week. Are you ready for that?
I'm so ready for it. I am scared, and I am looking forward to talking through it because, yeah, I mean, just watching, I think when the game first came out, I watched everyone wanted it. And so I was at a friend's house and someone downloaded it and played it in a big group, and it was frightening. So the show is going to be scary, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to cover it. It's a really good story. I'm about halfway through the game. It's so hard. and I just kind of suck at games. But yeah, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to beat it before the series comes out next week, so that way I have at least some knowledge of the source material. And then you again at least know nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna know nothing.
Yeah, you
I
know
mean,
nothing, and I'll know
maybe I'll
something.
get Daquan to play it on the big screen, and I'll just watch like it's a
You
movie.
never could watch it. You can
Really?
watch it all on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to watch someone I don't know play because I want to make fun of them when they die.
Oh. If you came over here and just watch me play it, it'll just be a roasting party. It's just roasted. Like
Damn.
I've been trying to beat this game. I don't know if I even want to say this. I've been trying to beat this game for a year.
Is there easy, medium, and hard, or
I have
is
it
this
on super easy mode.
stop?
Hold on. This is embarrassing. I have it on super easy mode. And I'll play it for like I'll get a day in where I'm like really into it and then won't play it again for months.
I
Come
see.
back. Then I come back to it and forget everything I did and have to
everything
start
you
over,
learned.
and then have to relearn and start over again. So then I start over again, I get really into it, and then don't play it again for another couple of months. So I like that's just how I am with games, right? It's just like I can't like spend so much time on a single like thing. And if I keep dying and the story's not progressing, I just get frustrated. Like I'm a rage quitter. This is why I don't play anything online. Like if I die, I'm just like, fuck this shit. Just throw the controller. I'm done. And with Last of Us, I die a lot. I die a lot.
Rage quit a
Like,
lot.
It's not good. It is not a good look for my skills in the apocalypse because gonna die.
I mean, you lasted in the real pandemic quite a while, so
That's because nobody was running at me.
yeah, there wasn't a zombie one.
Yeah, they weren't running, and if there's running, I'm fucked. So, yeah, it's.
Well, I'm looking forward to recapping it. I think that we will. I don't know if we should have like a meter, like how scary the episode was meter on 1 out of 10 or something. But that's what I'm. I don't. Probably our scales would be very different too.
No, I think the scale would be. We would think the scale is broken because if it's anything like the game, it's like 10 scary all the time.
Every episode, great.
Every episode, it's just 10.
So they're running zombies.
When you hear the clickers, like when you hear that noise in the game, I pause it and I get so fucking scared. It's like you just hear that, and you're like, "Oh my god, they're in this room. They're gonna kill me." Because like those things, if they catch you, they kill you. Like they kill you. Anyway, let's not get too into it. And at the end of this pod,
that was a teaser.
That was just a little teaser of what we got for starting next week with The Last of Us. I can't wait. But yeah, thanks again for joining us.
What is it on? It's on HBO.
It's on HBO, yeah.
So if you're listening or watching, you should make sure that you watch it on HBO.
Yeah, make sure you watch it. Subscribe to our channel. We'll be doing recaps every week of every episode, and we'll love to give you guys our opinion on what we saw. So, yeah, stay tuned. Once again, I want to thank the folks over at Good Goods for helping make this show possible. And yeah, enjoyed everything. Can't wait to see you again next week. Bye, Michelle.
Bye.
All right, that was good. Let me end the recording.